Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. I'm Paul Jackson. Thank you for joining us as we telecast from the lobby downtown of Fairfield Federal. A little kind of a cloudy day, a typical Ohio day. It's cold this morning, could be warm by the afternoon. We can have all four seasons in one day as we've all experienced into the springtime now. But anyway, it's not doing anything out right now, so we're glad to be inside. It's a little cool, so we're glad to be here with you. Thank you for joining us. Second of today we'll open up with, it's always a fun thing to talk about, at least until last year, because we didn't talk about many of the events last year, but like all the events, they are coming back just full go here in 2022, and one of those is just one of the great events, I think, that we have in Lancaster and Fairfield County. It's the Ham and Eggs with the Lancaster Men's Chorus. We've got a couple of young men with us today to talk about that. That was nice, young men.
Yeah, well,
you like that intro? They laugh, but I know they like it. I know they enjoyed it. Wes Osborn is the one right next to me, and Jim Averill is on my far right. They are members of the Lancaster Men's Chorus, and of course, Ham and Eggs, I think it has almost a legendary status here in Lancaster and Fairfield County, and for so many years, it's this year and for many years out at the Ohio University campus at the Jeffrey Wagner Theater out there. It's just a wonderful venue to hold this. So we're back this year. Yeah. It's full go. It's the 50th anniversary of Ham and Eggs and the Lancaster Men's Chorus. Boy, you guys are good job of keeping this thing going for a lot of years. You don't look like you've been in it all 50. I'm just guessing. I'm not sure, but
well, Jim's got a longer legacy with the group than I do. His dad was a part of the group. So.
Yeah, he started back in '72, so it was the second Ham and Egg show. So
in '72 was the second one. Okay.
Correct.
So this year it's kind of a look back at. At 50 years.
I think one of the guys called it a nostalgia fest.
Nostalgia fest. Well, that's good.
Very nostalgic, and also trying to maybe bring the audience in on some of our inside jokes with how some of the things came to be.
So on the bright side of 50, is that the technical full name we're going to go with on this?
Yeah.
On the bright side of 50. Yep. And it's May 4th through the 7th.
Yes.
Out at OU. Always a fun time. Now, is the 4th, is that, it used to be, and if memory serves me correctly, is that a Wednesday?
That's a Wednesday.
And that's the one where it's no charge for that one, because technically...
lesser charge. It is our dress rehearsal.
Because technically it could be stopped, although I understand you've almost never stopped. You've been able to go through it.
Yeah. But it is technically our dress rehearsal. You know, we have the space at OUL, and we're so gracious that they're hosts for that. We're able to have our event there. They don't sponsor it, but they allow us to use their space, which is great. Yeah. But we have to move in on Sunday and get all the technical details worked out, and then be ready to go. And that's a fast time too.
And it's a wonderful venue.
Yes.
I don't even know where it was, but I don't even remember where it was before that.
I think it's been out there.
It's been. I know one year they had it at Norrisport because they had
renovations and things.
there. Yeah. We've also done it at I think at Thomas Ewing at one time.
Okay.
Back
a
in
lot of
the
things.
days.
Schools had the only auditoriums, kind of back in the day,
Right.
Sherman and Ewing and places like that. So you guys been working on this for what? I know it takes several months to get this going.
Yeah. Well, in some ways, we've been thinking about it for a long time because of the time when we couldn't have.
Let's talk about that. Let's back up a little bit. So last year, officially, no Ham and Eggs. Officially.
Well,
in the typical OUL setting.
Correct.
You guys did a concert right behind us, right here at the rotunda behind us.
Yes. We actually were out they had the stand set up for another group in the street, and the Parks Department let us use that, and it turned out to be a great event.
Yeah, it was well attended too, so it was nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys have a terrific following. I think of all and there's plenty of singing groups anymore. There used to be a time when you guys were about the only one.
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't. If if you graduated from high school and then it came back from college, or there really wasn't a venue other than your group for guys to sing. But now there's a chorale and there's community concerts and there's lots of different things that people can come and sing. But you guys have been around the longest and certainly have a tremendous following.
Yeah.
I mean, as I remember, I've never been to the Wednesday night, so I don't know how the attendance is so much on that. But the Thursday through Saturday ones, they're always out there at OU, always capacity crowds.
Yeah, and we actually do recommend that people, particularly on Friday night, if they're planning to come to the show, make sure to stop down at North End Press. That's our new spot for tickets this year. Grab some tickets there or online, where we have tickets available online, and particularly that Friday night show.
Or even with a course member.
Yeah,
course members all have
still
tickets
get them from
too,
the course member. But we want to mention that again. Let's highlight that because that's a big change for ticket availability. It's at North End Press down on South Columbus Street, right there on the curve. Dick Bennett, a longtime member of the community chorus and or community chorus of men's chorus. So you've decided now this is your 50th season. You're going to have a retro look, and I bet there's probably members in the group. Maybe Jim, you might be one of them that remember a lot of these things that you've done them before when they were the first time around.
And I think we're bringing back. So we talked briefly about Whistling Bellies.
Yeah.
I think they may be coming back again for the 50th.
That's always a highlight for me. Bridge over the River Kwai music. I remember that. There were always so many good ones. I think the times when of course so many of the members are gone now. The ones I remember from the earlier years. But it was always fun and we might know, I think most of the people probably know it's ham and eggs. The first half of the show is what you might technically call the ham part, the comedy that would be this Bright Side of 50 theme there, where they're going to look back. But some of the guys look almost too good as girls, I always thought. I mean, some of them looked a little too good.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a batch of cheerleaders showing up at the show too.
I always remember Tommy Clark. He looked way too good as he is a girl out there. But gosh, that was always. But I tell you, from my own personal thing, I really enjoy the singing part, the eggs part, because you guys are always so polished and. You do so many great things. Once you take an intermission, you come back and you're all dressed up in your finery and you sing right there. So in total, how many songs do you sing in that eggs part of it?
I think we've got a lot of music in the first part as well this year.
Right.
I don't know, is it 16, 20 songs somewhere in there?
Maybe total.
And you commit this all to memory. I mean, I'm almost, some of them do. Some of you do. Maybe not you two, but some of them do.
We all try our best. It is interesting that it is one of the few groups that has been around, probably the longest of any non-church music group in the community, and one that doesn't use printed sheet music for the most part.
Yeah, that's amazing. And, some of those guys, they've been around a long time. Well, your dad was one of them, but they still always were. That's always the plan. You commit to memorizing the music, so you got to get on it early, I guess.
That's right. It is a lot.
So has it been fun doing this year, especially after having a year off with the COVID situation? Have you enjoyed
very much
the camaraderie again?
Getting the guys back together and singing and cutting up a little bit. So it's been really good this year to see everybody and hear everybody's voice. I know during COVID we did some Zoom practices, so it was interesting. So you had one music, but then you could see everybody's mouths moving at all different times because of the time lag between them and coming back to you. So it was pretty awesome just to see people. We had people in Florida, people in Lancaster, people in Columbus, all just mouths moving about 5 seconds off.
How did that work?
Yeah, and that is really easy. You really just kind of practice on your own, but with a group of guys. But so much a part of it was the camaraderie. So the catching up with guys before we started the actual practicing on Zoom and all those things. So that camaraderie of the group is such a big part of the group as well.
Talking with Jim Averill and Wes Osborn about the Ham and Eggs Lancaster Men's Chorus coming up on May 4th through the 7th. So it's Wednesday is again a little practice session. You get in for a little lesser fee, and then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday it's full go. And the tickets are available at North End Press. We'll mention that again. You remember the number?
The number 4.
North End Press.
Oh,
if they
goodness.
Want
Okay, I don't remember that off
I was
the top of my
challenge you.
head.
653-6514. I only know that because I have it in front of me right here. But that's a change where you need to get them, or you can get them from any course member. They have them. We're talking a little bit about Zoom, and everybody I have on as guests, we talk about how they've handled the COVID, their business or their nonprofit or whatever it was they did, and everybody was Zoomed out. But I would think that a ham and eggs, a group of singers like you, doesn't lend itself, as you indicated, to Zoom meetings. Those are a challenge.
Yes, but I will say there still have been some benefits from it. We were doing some work on the script things. Jim and I and another chorus member, Chuck Haley, who were really fortunate that they contributed a lot to this show. And we were able to do some of those things on Zoom, just as a small meeting even. So having people be not as, like unfamiliar with those tools has made some processes easier even afterwards. Rehearsals, difficult, but being able to use those for some other of the things that you have to do when you've got a group or an organization.
So when you got reorganized here and you're going to come back for this year, has it been full go from that time? You've been able to be together all the time you practiced?
Yeah, because we actually started and had the Christmas.
We did have Christmas concert this past year, so that was good.
And that's something the last few years you've had that's turned out to be a big deal too. Yeah. I mean, that's well attended. You have up at First United Methodist Church?
This year we actually were out at Crossroads, and it worked out well out there. But yeah, well attended. And actually some of the guys that can't that are still around for the holidays, but maybe they snowbird during the winter months, and so they can't be there for ham and eggs, but they might be there for the Christmas show.
Nice.
But actually, that was another part about Zoom. We have 1 or 2 members that were snowbirding, but we were able to Zoom them in, and they could see the director and rehearse their parts and all those sort of things.
And I did want to mention, got a couple minutes left, I did want to mention that one of the big assets of this group, what you've always done is provide scholarships, music scholarships, and I know every year you print up in the program all the names of people referred to. I mean, there's really a lot of who's who in music that have gone on to really do great things in music, and last year where you were gone, you still gave scholarships away.
Yeah, we had some great recipients. We had we had kind of worked out our funding situation and made some decisions about scholarships, and we're still able to get some out last year. I forget if it was 4 or 5 young individuals, but there are some great talent coming up.
A lot of good talent.
Now after ham and eggs here, is it we'll be into the summer, and you'll probably have the summer off, maybe come back in the fall and get ready for Christmas. Is that when, if anybody's interested in being in the group again, they can contact anybody and get in?
Yeah,
that'd be the great time to do that. Contact a member.
Yeah.
We'll start up the Monday after Labor Day. Any young man, old man, welcome to join the chorus.
Yeah.
And the practices usually happen a little later in the evening to kind of allow people time to get home from work, get all those
once
things
a week
done.
Practice once a week. Yeah. So when would that usually start? In the fall?
Yeah.
The first Monday after Labor Day.
Okay. Very good.
Typically meet from 8 to 9:30, so it's an hour and a half practice, and it's well attended.
And I'd sure suggest anybody wants to get in. It's a fun group. Yeah, they appear to have. I think it's as much fun as it appears they have up there. And if you go to Ham and Eggs, you know how much fun it sounds like they have. So May 4th through the 7th out at Ohio University, Lancaster. Tickets available at North End Press.
From a chorus member. We actually have online. If people prefer to pay by credit card, they can go
on. The bright side of 50 is the theme. It's sort of a best of for so many years prior to this. It's always a great concert. We sure wish you the best, and we're glad you're back. And I think you all are glad you're back
we
too.
Are. We're glad to see everybody in the community come out.
That's right. Everybody's ready to come out. You'll have a full crowd. So I'd get tickets early if you can get them. Yeah. Jim Averill, Wes Osborn with the Lancaster Men's Chorus. Good time to have. The Lancaster Men's Chorus, always a fun group. We'll be back on Fairfield Today in just a moment.
Life is unpredictable. That's why estate planning is important. Estate planning provides you comfort and peace of mind knowing that you're taking care of your loved ones and ensuring your legacy lives on just as you envisioned. You lived a life that is beautifully and uniquely yours. You deserve an estate planning attorney who understands that and creates a plan as unique as you and in the best interest of your loved ones. You deserve the local, trusted, experienced attorneys at Dagger Law.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Fairfield Medical goes the extra mile to give attention to their patients, to their guests, anybody that comes within those doors.
There's no question that the staff there are all personally invested in seeing that I got the best care possible.
The staff was so comforting. I felt like she was in the best hands.
They basically gave me a second chance at life, and I'm going to make the most of it.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference.
We were retiring from Tucson, Arizona, and we made a retirement trip out around Ohio, having decided that's where we wanted to be. And we came across this town called Lancaster, and we fell in love with the downtown area, where the fountain is, and the memorials, and the flags, and all this stuff. And I looked around and I said, there's our bank right there.
There's something to be said about a community bank in your hometown.
Right. If you live in the community, you should do business in the community as much as possible. So it makes sense to bank with the community bank where you live.
Fairfield Federal is the bank to be at. If you live in this town, or any town actually, you want to bank at a local home bank. The employees are happy here, they're conversant, customer service is through the roof. There's nothing more you could ask for.
Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Gentlemen, we've had on, I guess it's been a couple of months ago, and big news that we were hearing then is that the Lancaster Country Club had been sold, but to a consortium of folks that were going to keep it local and going to keep it a golf course. Everybody I know of was happy about that news. And so to give us an update on where the Lancaster Golf Club is now, one of the managing members, David Smith. David, welcome.
Hi, Paul. Glad to be here again.
Everybody was so geeked about the country club staying,
yes,
and staying as a golf course. That's the big news. We knew it would stay, but at first we were worried about something else going on, but you guys stepped up, and you and a lot of your friends stepped up, and now it's going to be the Lancaster, or it is the Lancaster Golf Club, and it's really kind of a soft opening going on right now. Lots of things we'll talk about, but it's a pretty exciting time now for you. It's really here.
And golfers are out there golfing.
Yeah.
Whereas some Robin Williams golfing, the Scottish brogue.
But I know the last couple of weeks there have been some people out there. The weather's been such that been able to get a few people out there. Is the course in decent shape?
Course is in very good shape for the condition it's in.
Well, I understand that. that. It's early. You got a lot more to do, but where we are is where we are.
Well, if you recall, and maybe the listeners at home remember, we bought it after about 2 months of the course being closed in September and October. And if you want to grow grass, those are 2 good months to grow grass. It wasn't getting mowed.
Yeah.
So we had some issues going into the fall. We had the help of Homestead Springs Golf Course over in Groveport. They brought their equipment and their people down, got us mowed down. And some grasses you can just whip at them, and they'll come back. Well, fairway grass and greens grass, a little bit more.
So it's not a matter of just mowing your wheels down to 2 inches and just let it have it.
No.
Okay.
And they measure the green in hundredths of an inch, sometimes thousands, but that's getting carried away. But they took it down as best they could, and all this spring they've been mowing twice a day, just learn, teach the grass how to grow at the right level. And so you're forcing those roots further down instead of the grass going.
That's what you want, deeper roots.
Yep, and we got a great crew out there with Seth Rainier and Kyle Kilbarger as our superintendent and assistant superintendent. And they've gotten the course in a great condition. They've been able to put in, last fall they put in the pre-emergence that you put in for weed and herbicides. They put in snow mold to protect the greens from any snow that we had. We had some, didn't we?
I believe there was a snow.
A snow.
No ice.
No ice. None? Maybe a little. So they've gotten the course, new fertilizer put down this year as well as last year. So it's going to pop. You know, right now we're seeing a lot of green color come up. And they keep mowing and keep mowing and keep mowing. There's a lot of other projects they want to get into, but the mowing is the important part right now. As a technician, not me, that's what they're trying to teach the grass how to grow again.
Does this spring rain that we're always into now, which rains several times a week now, is that good?
Very good. Very good. Gets the fertilizer to go down in there. Yeah. It loosens up the soil. The roots get to go wherever they want to. We've had players on opening weekend. We opened Friday, April 1st, and we had snow, we had sleet, and some people said hail. But we also had a few golfers out there that wanted to be first.
Sure.
And so that was great.
Good for them.
The next day, Saturday, we had over 50 golfers, and a handful of them were not season pass holders. So we're semi-private, so there can be season pass holders where you pay for a year at a time, and then you have open play. And we had a lot of people playing open play on Saturday, and then even Sunday last week, we had people coming in, which surprised me because it was cold. And I don't play too well when it's cold. But you know, these people wanted to play the course. And going back to what you said earlier, we wanted to save the course for the future. And we have the present where people are coming out to play. And it's so gratifying, so gratifying.
Dave Smith, one of the managing members of the Lancaster Golf Club. You can see the little logo. Got it on the shirt, got it on the hat right there. Not that it's a selfless plug, but we'll get a close-up of that.
Come on, Paul, it is.
I'm shocked you would do that. Shocked, David.
Shocked.
But it's an exciting time. It's getting ready to open now. I guess everybody in town is just talking about it. And again, I agree. It's a really exciting time. And I don't even play golf. I've never played one round of golf in my entire life. But I'm very excited that I was glad that the course near my home, Valley View, is continuing, and that your course has changed hands, and it's going to continue, and it'll be just so wonderful out there. So the golf course is going. A couple of other things I know we could talk about are the restaurant that's in your future out there, and the swimming pool is a big deal.
We got two different assets out there in addition to the golf course that we're getting up and running. Dennis Neff is helping us with the pool situation.
Oh, nice.
So we have long-term people. Dennis has been working off and on that pool as a volunteer, as a friend to Leonard Gorsuch for many years, maybe decades. And we're working on that right now. It's a little early to, we're going to drain it. And then
good shape otherwise?
Oh, yeah. It's in fine shape.
Just needs some stainless paint, so it'll be pretty blue.
Stainless steel sides. It does have a... I don't know if it's a polymer or a concrete base or a combination, but they want to paint the bottom every year and put black stripes on there, paint it baby blue.
Like lanes and...
Right. So we'll drain it, paint it, and then fill it up, and then it'll be ready Memorial Day weekend.
Nice.
The clubhouse is coming along nicely. We had a lot of deferred maintenance on premise when we showed up after we purchased the property. When we purchased the property in November, our first look at everything we were doing was about the golf course. We needed golf carts, we need mowing equipment, we needed personnel. For that, we also need...
First and foremost, it's a golf course.
First and foremost.
No matter what else happens.
Yes.
Yes.
But, and then a PGA pro. We now have Ben Moore on site as a PGA pro. So we've gotten all our personnel, and they're getting their staffs put together. The golf course is pretty well staffed as they need it to be. They'll have some seasonal people that they'll want to hire during the summer months when the grass really grows and there's other work to be done. And then, but the clubhouse, we're working with Keith and Judy Hood down from O'Hood's.
Well-known name.
Been downtown since 2017.
Wonderful business down
They started up from scratch, a brand new restaurant, and now they're going to have a second location. And I don't know if I'm ahead of the curve yet, but the name of the restaurant is going to be hickory and thistle at the Lancaster Golf Club. Now, hickory is because they used hickory sticks a long time ago.
Once upon a time.
And thistle is what's on the in the dunes out there in Scotland.
Scotland?
Scotland.
Yes.
Because it's golf. We're playing golf here. So anyway, they found a nice theme. But they're going to have a restaurant. And the thing about golfers is they get hungry and they get thirsty.
No.
More importantly, they get thirsty. If I didn't mention it, they get thirsty. Anyway, there's a combination of things that O'Hood's brings to, and the Hood family, bring to a restaurant that is just perfect. With their Irish pub downtown, they're going to have a Scottish pub out at the golf club. Nice. And they'll have food appropriate for golfers, but they also want to serve lunch and dinner to the general public.
And it'll be open for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they too are on a learning curve, just like we are on the golf course. We want to listen to our customers as they come in and find out the things they like about the golf course. Obviously, you open up a new restaurant, you think of everything, almost everything, except a few things. And that's
except what you don't think of.
Yeah, and that's where customer feedback is so wonderful. Yeah. Not only for the golf course, but for the pool, and now for the restaurant.
Well, and there's going to be hundreds, and if not thousands, of people coming through there, and there's going to be saying, well, why didn't you do this? And there's some of the stuff you can take under advisement, if not right now, and if it's a good thing, maybe in the future. But I mean, it's like you say, it's a learning curve.
Yes, and golfers, bless them, are simple people for their food and beverage. Give me a good hot sandwich, give me a cold beer, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
But people coming out for lunch and dinner might expect something a little bit more, for dinner especially, a little bit more hearty, more flavorful,
sure.
Maybe seasonality to it.
Yeah.
I can eat a hamburger every day, but sometimes you want to have salmon or a nice fillet or something.
A little more
like
upscale.
Yeah, and that's what dinners are all about.
So if and I'm sure you're still taking golf memberships or the different levels of memberships out there. Where can people find this information? Would you happen to have a website?
We do, and it's called LancasterGolfClub.com.
Let me write that down.
LancasterGolfClub.com, and it has all the information in there. For those who don't have a season pass, we have dynamic pricing, which is the modern way of doing things. So Monday through Friday, the prices are cheaper than Saturday, Sunday, and holidays. No surprise there. And then after 2 o'clock, it's cheaper then. So for those who want to play and maybe have some opportunity to play during the week, come after 2 o'clock, and we'll have a better price for you.
We've only got about a minute left, but I wanted to mention, I've heard you speak before on this. Certainly you've talked here and you've spoken at other clubs about this, but there's been a lot of people that you've leaned on for information, not being an owner of a golf course before, and a lot of friends, a lot of people in the community and in other communities have stepped up to give you guys a big hand, lent you equipment, lent you certainly knowledge on how to do this. So I know you're just thankful for all the people that have been by your side.
Yeah, and the nice thing is we didn't know a lot of the people who were our vendors, who supplied us, who provided us service, because the records were gone. They thought the golf course was being sold for land development, so they kind of got rid of everything. So we had to start over again, and it was amazing how nice the vendors were. And we keep telling them, we want to stay with you because that's who we had, but we want to be competitive in the future, so we may look at other vendors to see if we're priced right, and they all say, by all means do that, but we want to give you the best service at the best price.
You can't ask for anything.
Every one of those vendors.
That's
and for
great.
HVAC, we're using local vendors, RN Smith, Claypool Electric, Superior Exterior. We're using all the people we can locally, because you know what? We get good service from our local people.
Well, it's always better. Everybody, eat local, buy local, shop local, golf local now, so it's all part of the big picture.
Yeah, it is.
So we're excited about it. Lancaster Golf Club getting closer and closer to a nice soft opening here. Memorial Day will get bigger and better. And it's an exciting time. The community is 100% behind you guys. I know that.
Thank you.
And everybody's pulling for just to be a wonderful first year out there.
We're so excited ourselves.
Oh, I can't imagine. That'd be just like a kid with Christmas now. Well, you've got a new toy to play with.
Yeah, and the 5 managing partners, managing members, we get hands-on experiences.
No.
And even though a lot of us have had a lot of different experiences in life. This is all new to us.
Sure.
And every step is a new one.
Yeah, well, good.
It's
Well, you guys are going to do a great job out there. Congratulations on all that. Dave Smith with us from the Lancaster Golf Club. I'll have him back and talk about it frequently this summer. There'll be a lot going on out there. So thank you, David.
You bet.
Thank you for being with us in Fairfield today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.